Oh, my eighth graders. Today in this video, I'm going to explain grit response number 8, the mentor text. I'm sure I did a great job in class about explaining what it is, but here is my example. Hello, Mr. Wenrich. I hope the future me is standing in the right spot. Whatever. Okay, what is a mentor text? A mentor text is any text that is going to help you, the student, out in one way, shape, or form. This is why in a lot of my quizzes, I'll give you the article. It's there. You have to find the right answer. It is right there. It's also a form of modeling. Like, hey, there's that, do that. And that's exactly what you are creating. You are creating a model text, a mentor text, something that is going to help you do two things. One, the mentor text is going to help you learn about your topic. And two, because it is a well-produced form of writing and you are getting into the flow of it by writing it word for word or speaking it word for word, it's going to make you at least reflect on what good writing sounds like, or what good, well manicured, well edited writing feels like or sounds like, because you're doing both for this project. You will read your paper out loud. Well, don't you normally just write papers and then submit them? Yes, you are. And you will find that when you read your statement out loud, word for word, you will pick up on a lot of errors that you made. And it doesn't sound bad right away. Yes, it does. Are you going to become a better writer and speaker because of this project, specifically that exercise right there? Yes. Are we always going to do this type of thing for every paper that we write? No, no. But with this project being it so early on in the school year, I want you to remember what you do in August. That matters in October, November, December, January, February. Those months where you really want to like start thinking about, oh my gosh, school is just awful. It is cold outside. I haven't seen the sun in forever. Yeah, we're in like training camp right now for school. So this is what a mentor text is supposed to do. I'm going to share my screen. And while I am sharing the screen, let me tell you the background story about why I am not reading an article from Taylor Swift. At this point, Mr. Wenrich, please pick up the book Outlaw Journalist and show the class. There it is. I'm sure it's probably hidden somewhere on the desk and you're probably running around trying to get it at this point. I know me, that's what I do. So, the mentor text that I'm going to read to you is from that book, Outlaw Journalist, which was written by William McKean. It talks about the life and times of my favorite author, Hunter S. Thompson. Hunter S. Thompson wrote the book that inspired some artwork on my right forearm. It's the skull. It's one of my favorite books of all time. And the way that Hunter S. Thompson writes, it's almost like, God, I don't think you can learn that in school. The only way to learn that is to just practice and practice and practice and practice and struggle and fail and struggle and fail and struggle and fail, and then reach some level of success. So this is just an excerpt from the book that describes a little bit about how he learned to write, and away we go. I'm just going to read it because this is exactly what I want you to do with your mentor text. You're going to read an entire article and submit the video, or you're going to handwrite the entire article and submit it. So here we go. Here's page 41 of the Outlaw Journalist. The magazine work schedule blended generously with the class schedule at Columbia, so he could devote 2 full and 2 half days to classes. Still, he was restless and mused to friends about escaping New York. Quote, a huge tomb full of writhing, hungry death, end quote. which quickly had lost its novelty. He dreamed of San Francisco, where he'd never been, and beyond that, to other far flung locales, Italy, Tahiti, somewhere in the sun. But New York was the heartbeat of the world, and Hunter wanted to be close to the action. He continued to read and educate himself. He was still infatuated with Sherwood Anderson's Winesburg, Ohio, and like many young writers, sought to unmask the hypocrisies of middle class America. He admired Jack Kerouac's On the Road, which had been published the preceding year, but he did not embrace the Beat Generation writers en masse. Kerouac's other work did not impress him, but he considered him important, quote, in the political sense. Columbia University's library was a hop skip from his apartment, so he continued his studies with works by Norman Mailer, Isaac Dinesen, Jean-Paul Sartre, Edmund Wilson, and Thomas Jefferson. He deeply admired Henry Miller and Aldous Huxley, and also had the requisite infatuation with Hemingway, Faulkner, and Fitzgerald. He did all of the required reading of his generation: J.P. Dunleavy's Ginger Man, Miller's Tropic of Cancer, William Burroughs' Naked Lunch. Friends thought Hunter was trying to live the life of Sebastian Dangerfield, the repellent yet fascinating protagonist of Dunleavy's book. Louisville friend Floyd Smith started at Yale, but then transferred to Columbia and fell back into the Hunter Thompson orbit in New York. Hunter, quote, probably was better read than any of us, end quote, Smith said. Philosophically, I always felt that he was firmly based on the stoicism of Hemingway and the hedonism of Fitzgerald. During his downtime at the magazine, Hunter squirreled himself away in his cubicle and deliberatively retyped The Great Gatsby and A Farewell to Arms. Years later, he said, I'm very much into rhythm, writing in a musical sense. I like gibberish if it sings. Every author is different, short sentences, long, no comma, many commas. It helps a lot to understand what you're doing. You're writing, and so are they. It won't fit often. That is, your hands don't want to do their words, but you're learning. And it's that paragraph right there where I think for me, yeah, it all helps. Oh, you want to grow up and be a writer. That's great. And you're going to read all of this stuff. No, Hunter S. Thompson sat himself down in a typewriter, kicked open The Great Gatsby, and I'm sure he did it with other books as well, and just typed it word for word, just so he could get into the rhythm of what good writing looks like or sounds like. That's what you're doing today. You will become as good of a writer as whoever you're typing right now in class, because you're just going to literally copy it. You're going to say it out loud. You're going to hear what good writing sounds like in your head. That way, when you have to read your paper out loud, great. You'll already know what it sounds like. This is literally the mentor, your voice or your handwriting. You will, if you choose to handwrite it and not make a video in class, fine. I want somebody to be able to read that article from your handwriting. I want you to feel how hard it is to write that well. Feel it. And just know you can do it. You got to have the belief that you can become the things that I'm telling you you can. You can become a better reader. You can become a better writer. You can become a better speaker. You can become a better doer. You just have to put the work in. Believe me, you can. You will. You'll do it now. So, enough hype from me. Let's get to work.